Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of SCNS Live. And for a change of pace, we're starting over here. This is weird. I don't like this.
I like it.
I don't like this. Let's go over. Let's go over to the main camera. I'm Jason the X. I'm just this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right. All of my mics in a better spot. Anyway.
Used to it.
It's a great
There we
intro,
go.
though.
It's a great place to be.
Somebody got.
What did I say before the show? Cass is the new intern.
No!
Yes.
Look, Ricardo bailed.
It's hard to intro
He got
the
hit
show.
by a car.
He did get hit by
He got rear-ended.
He's fine.
He got
He's
rear-ended.
fine.
He's fine.
Saying rear-ended
He's still
is
going to
funnier.
WrestleMania.
To not see the rock.
Oh, WrestleMania. I played the whack old WrestleMania song
God, that
for Cora today. It was awesome.
man, that's an intro, all right. It is dripping with 90s
I'm
and
just
not the
happy
good
that
parts.
Cora's into wrestling and is going to come over and like watch WrestleMania with me this weekend. So
Should we
I'm
introduce the rest of us, or?
I'm sorry. Okay, let me go ahead and intro
We
because
shall
I am
remain.
introducing everybody. Hey, just wanted to get familiar with everybody. Anyway, over there on the table, we've got Mr. Bryce, photographer extraordinaire, with a cheap Batman over there.
You're going to love it, and you're going to learn to love it even more because it is.
It is an
all.
abomination, is what it is.
It is all perfectly articulated for you for him to do basically an uppercut, and that's all he can do. But yeah,
I mean, I personally
all
can't
special
tell
guest.
the difference. They look exactly like all of Jason's toys to me.
That's racist. Anyway, next to Bryce, we've got Cora over there. She's monitoring our chat tonight. One of them.
I'm wondering you two chat, but I do have to wonder how can you be racist against toys? Like
She just was there.
I need to know.
I don't have to explain all this to
100%
you.
what happened.
Jason, this is about who
Speaking
you
of
are
what
inside.
speaking of the plastic racists over there, we have lovely Kat. How you doing, Kat?
I was good until about 2 minutes ago.
I'm just saying you generalized my toys. That's not right. That's not right at all.
Generalize.
Yeah.
I
she's
just
put
said they were all equal.
No, you said they all look the same.
Yeah.
No!
What are you trying to say?
Oh, I'm getting so angry at this intro. And next to her, with the Triforce earrings on, new owner of a PS Vita.
Yep.
She was so proud.
I'm very excited. I'm playing games from the early 90s.
Hell
Ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen, it's Cass. You should get Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That was like the best game on Vita.
Once I finish Final Fantasy VI, Super Metroid, Chrono Trigger, and...
How is Super Metroid on the Vita?
PlayStation released a lot of their older games. Like if it was on the PlayStation at one point,
If they don't have it yet, they're really...
So weird.
If they don't have it yet, they're gonna revamp it at some point.
I think it's
Yeah.
interesting they put it out on the Vita, but I can't play God of War 2 on my PS4 without their
Seriously?
garbage streaming system that doesn't work.
Wait, what?
You can stream it through like a Play program or something, but
It's
give
garbage.
audio feedback, like these buzzing constantly. That was just
And
made it unplayable.
It would lag, and it was awful.
Well, it was
Ugh.
rubber banding.
Rubber banding. Really badly.
Well, that's y'all got your names all in there. Everybody's introduced and whatnot. But we
That's
do
what
have
we
other
wanted.
things to do. We do have a great show because we are talking about Fan Expo Dallas, which is
What?
happening tomorrow. We
That's a metaphor for the show.
You
What's-
knew that was coming.
it didn't hit the floor is what should have happened. Anyway,
he's not the best at yoga.
there's going to be a lot of guests.
He can get
Downtown Dallas going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Excited for it. I'm especially excited for it, but for other reasons. But we're going to get into why we're excited for it. But first, let's get into some super cool nerd news.
This reporter starts this video podcast with a bit of an issue he wants to discuss. I'm doing this under protest because my chair doesn't work properly. So if I look too short, it's not because my bones are shrinking. It's the chair is too short.
No.
You look great.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm excited about a new movie premiering at our theaters tomorrow evening or tomorrow morning, perhaps. I don't know when you're going, but you need to see A Quiet Place. At least in my opinion, it looks great. I think John Krasinski and his wife Emily Blunt look like they're going to be putting on a great show in this film, and it looks intense, and it could be a lot of fun because it looks like it could be a classic in the making. And it's interesting that John Krasinski, making the rounds, promoting the film. It looks like he's interested in maybe joining the Marvel Universe, which I find to be extremely interesting, being a Fantastic Four fan for so long. And I'm glad we may actually get a Fantastic Four film.
Woman?
Well, he doesn't meet one of those criteria already.
Yeah.
As you can see him.
Well, yeah, sure.
Theoretical criteria, he's 0 for 2.
Yeah.
A Quiet Place looks friggin'
I'm so
terrifying.
excited.
It looks good.
Excited.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I'm excited. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't normally want to watch horror movies in the theaters, or not a lot ever, but I really want to see this in the theater.
Because you're kind of a weenie.
I freely admit I am a weenie. I mean, I am a
I
weenie.
liked the crickets after that. Just like, oh, it's like, yes.
Well, I do have one for you. Bryce, do you think it'll take the number one spot this weekend at the box office? I mean, it's got to beat out Pacific Rim right now.
And Ready Player One.
That's going to be tough to
Did
do.
Ready Player One knock off Pacific Rim?
I don't know.
I don't think
I'd have to go back and look. We should probably do something where you look at that.
That's going to be tough to do, but
Oh, yeah.
but it would be.
I'll give it the number 2 spot.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. So anyway, John Krasinski has stated that he is interested in joining the Marvel Universe, and if he can play Reed Richards and wife Emily, you never know. I mean, she looks like she could play a good part for his dysfunctional family wife, his counterpart. I think she's a great actress. I mean, if you look at what she's been able to accomplish so far in Hollywood, I loved her in Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise and Bill Paxton. I think she can definitely pull off some of the action stunts. But
do we get a CGI thing?
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope so. We need to.
I like practical effects thing, but I think a CGI thing would be
I
good.
don't think he's easy enough to do practically. Like,
They pulled it off with the commish. Or, not the commish.
Michael Chiklis?
The Shield guy.
Chicklets?
Chiklis. Michael Chiklis.
Michael Chicklets?
Chicklets? Yeah.
Chicklets.
I
Yeah.
liked him. I like Michael Chiklis.
Yeah, I do too.
Really? I don't like
I mean, the
Thing
movie
is
was
the
not
Thing.
great. The movie was not great.
I don't like the character of the Thing. Like, honestly, I just don't care. And maybe that's because of Arrested Development and David Cross's portrayal of the Thing. Really, most of that was... It was fun.
that was my favorite ever.
Your
Like,
favorite portrayal of the Fantastic Four?
It's so far. They made
Or
a
was it
musical.
Rock Creature?
The big hulking rock creature.
I don't know if we're going to have time to go see it this weekend, though. We're kind of busy. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to
One
see
other
it
thing
till
I'd
at least
like-
Monday.
One other thing I'd like to add, if John Krasinski does get in a Fantastic Four film, and there is, and it is a period piece, I hope it is, in the 60s, because I would love to see Emily Blunt with the short bob, and I hope John Krasinski gets to stick someone's stapler in Jello. That's what I'm hoping for.
Nice.
Office reference.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. Kat, what have you got for us this week?
I have a bunch of Overwatch stuff.
Hey!
Surprise.
I am.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to know each other better then. So, last night, Overwatch League took its first step towards, I guess, gender inclusivity with Gaguri premiered yesterday with the Shanghai Dragons. They signed and debuted their first ever woman to play in Overwatch League. She did very, very well. I'm happy to say that the Dallas Fuel won, only because I don't get to say that very often.
Yay, regional support.
Woo!
But she played really, really well, and she said that she doesn't want to be a huge, statement piece for the league, that she just wants to show up and play. She's playing on a team that's 0-21, so it's kind of tough anyway. She's got to carry a lot, but it is important that she's here and that she's playing. She had a great debut. They took a map off Dallas, and she looked good throughout, so very happy to see Gaguri in Overwatch League.
Cass, since I already got the camera on you.
Fair enough. One thing about Quiet Place. Ready Player One did take the box office this weekend, but A Quiet Place is actually projected to beat it out for next weekend.
Ooh.
I know. We'll see
Kind
if
of,
that
kind
happens.
of an underdog.
Yeah,
We'll see.
but like I'm rooting for it 110%. It looks amazing. And
Rooting for it, yes. Will we go see it? Not till after the weekend.
Well,
It's a big
to be
weekend.
fair, I mean, if I don't know, I was about to say if Sandman came out this weekend, we still wouldn't see it until Monday, but that's
not
just
true.
factually inaccurate. Okay, my story is a Street Fighter board game that was started on a Kickstarter yesterday. It has already made its 400,000 goal. Within 24 hours, it's being put together by Joe Vargas. The name of it is Street Fighter The Miniatures. It will be up to 6 players, and basically it works where you have cards that do moves. It is made by Jasco Games, which is the same one that did the Mega Man board game back in 2014. I think it will be
Awesome.
interesting. It will be fun to play at parties, which is, I guess, the point of board games in general. Yes, it could be fun.
This idea sucks. I'm
think
sorry,
it-
it does. Oh,
Okay, but do you play board games?
I do some, but I don't want to play a Street Fighter board game. It's like,
That was the problem that the Mega Man one encountered, is that people liked the idea and they wanted the game,
And then they
but
go,
they
"This is
didn't want
stupid."
they didn't want to play it. Like, that's how I feel. I would love to have it, but I don't know why, because I don't want to play it.
That's fair.
do I yell Hadoken when I hit somebody? Or can I
Obviously.
yell the moves? Can I, Sonic Boom!
I mean, if you want to have fun playing it, then yeah, that's absolutely
Or
what
whatever
you do.
E Honda yells when he goes across the screen. I don't know.
One of its big One of the
Yeah.
big pitches for this project, though, was that the miniatures are actually like 65 millimeters tall, which puts them like here.
Yeah.
So they're actually fully painted, and the miniatures
Well,
look
then
really good.
you just sell Street Fighter miniatures.
Dude, I don't know. You're the toy guy.
Okay, at this point though,
Those are miniatures, not action figures.
at this point,
There is a difference.
At this point, it's the same thing, but with a couple of cardboard, with a little cardboard box. And that's the only difference.
I cannot co-sign to this Street Fighter game. I
Nobody
can't.
asked
Oh
you.
no!
Just
Nobody
saying.
asked you. You're giving me a look. I'm just reading the news like a regular person, and you're trying to blame me
Yes.
for a Street Fighter game.
Yes.
Whatever.
It's your
Also,
fault.
this one's
Alright, I'm done.
more like closer to your interests than any other game or story we've done yet. So you should try and meet
It
us
involves-
I do
halfway.
like Street Fighter.
It involves plastic figures. This is right up your alley.
No, it involves. We are not going to get into this.
They're made of plastic.
And they are.
They are
They
figures.
cannot move. That's not. That's a statue.
Neither can that Kirby.
No, yes, it can. That Kirby's got magnetic pieces on it.
Your
Fine.
toys can't move without your help either.
Toy Story.
Posability. Oh man.
Whatever.
All right, okay, we're in
Cora.
this show because we're about to have an argument here about how dare you besmirch the toys.
I'm going to take over.
didn't.
Cora.
All right, well, I hate to be the one to suck out all the good, fun energy out of the room, but I do have to be the bearer of bad news. The co-founder of Studio Ghibli and also the director for amazing films such as Grave of the Fireflies and The Tale of the Princess Kaguya, Isao Takahata, has passed away today. He was 82. He leaves an incredible legacy behind. Currently, we don't know what the actual cause of death is. However, we do know that over the past year, he has been having complications with his heart and has been in poor health, so that's probably a huge factor. I'm really sad, though, because I grew up with a lot of Studio Ghibli stuff, so to hear that one of the founders has passed is... I was kind of shell-shocked when I read the news. I don't know if any of y'all have watched much Studio Ghibli.
Yeah. Not a whole lot, but yeah, like, I'm aware. It does suck.
Maybe soon.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, we
Spirited Away. Watch Spirited Away first. It's
Okay.
an amazing movie.
yes.
Okay.
It's beautiful. They're beautiful. They're beautiful movies.
All of them are beautiful, and even Grave of the Fireflies is probably one of the most heart-wrenching animated films that has ever been made. And it's actually praised by many people,
It does.
especially Roger Ebert, for being one of the best war films of all time. You will cry. I don't care how tough you think you are. You will cry. Don't lie to me. I've only seen 5 minutes of it, and I started crying.
No. I'm sorry, no.
Okay, now it's a challenge. We're gonna watch this later. Jason and I
We're
are
gonna
watch
make you
this.
wear mascara.
Is this
so
gonna-
that we can
So we
tell.
can see if you think
So I
right.
just pull a full Tammy Faye Baker and just like,
I don't understand that reference.
I
I'm
had
old.
the word "fae" in it, so I'm assuming something from the '60s or something.
Well,
Wow.
Faye makes me think like fantasy, like what is that? Shannara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's gone by.
Yeah, so I got a news story. Or I just slam me all they want to over here as a guy who works the board and everything. Anyway, so I love gaming. I'm very excited because we've now got an announcement. SpiderMan The Game coming to PS4.
Yep.
September 7th from Insomniac Games. It's going to cost you it's 60 just like all of the games. But 80 is going to be the digital package, which already they've announced one costume, and it's Spider-Punk.
Yeah.
Which, if you look behind, there's a Spider-Punk figure right behind you on the staircase over there with the guitar.
There's quite a few over here.
There's a
Jason.
Spider-Punk is very distinct with his denim vest and white guitar in hand.
There's just nothing gay
I see
about
it
it.
now.
Yes, that figure there.
Absolutely nothing gay about it.
That's Hobie Brown. No. Anyway, so also announced
Love
Yuri
it.
So
Lowenthal
straight.
finally
So
spilled the
straight.
beans. He will be providing the voice of Peter Parker / Spider-Man, and they've said that this game is going to replicate what Spider-Man 2 did, which was one of my favorite Spider-Mans because it was an open world where you could hit the ground and rescue people on the street and everything. That's what I want out of my Spider-Man game.
So Spider-Man GTA.
Pretty much, yeah. That's I
Except the
want.
opposite, because you don't kill
Yes,
people.
they
More
need
like
a GTA villain in there.
pacifist GTA.
The pacifist
where he
GTA.
solves things.
Oh, I like
and
the
helps
patch on his
society.
back. That's actually really cool.
Are you showing off the Spider-Punk there?
Yeah, this is actually a really cool figure. I like this one. But totally.
Oh, I like his chucks.
He has a guitar pick in his hand. He actually has another hand for strumming the frets. So we've got 2 more costumes not revealed yet for this,
Got a little pat.
and I'm really hoping one of them is maybe the movie costume, and
Which?
the latest movie. I'm betting it'll be the tech suit.
Okay.
The
From Infinity.
no, it'll probably be from Homecoming. But honestly, I want one of them to be just my pure Spider-Man figure.
Yep.
Just regular Spider-Man. That's what I want. So yeah, September 7th, PS4 is the platform for this game, and it's going to be great probably. So there.
Probably, maybe.
Spider-Man games have done well.
Insomniac Games is not a bad studio. Everything I've seen looks amazing, but I don't like to say everything until we get the game in hand. So
So Insomniac isn't sleeping on great content.
Wow.
Nice.
Thank you.
Did it.
Very good.
No regrets.
No. Oh, there should be
Not
some.
even one letter.
That was awesome. Bryce, you've got another one for us.
Yeah, I do. But before that, you should check out on YouTube. There's a Marvel rock comic that was produced in the 70s. And Spider-Man, it's all Spider-Man focused about Peter Parker and Spider-Man. And so somebody ripped it off the album, that was released back in the 70s. And it is fantastic.
You're gonna have to show me this.
Yeah, it's amazing. And if you ever see the album, it's got amazing John Romita Jr. art on it. It's even got Doctor Strange, and it's
You can't
crazy
get rid of
good. No, you can't.
Or any one of his kids. He just seems to keep recycling children.
Yep.
Well, getting old. There's another kid to take both of them apart.
That's what I do.
Yeah. So check that out on YouTube because it's a great. It's not just novelty. It's not terrible music. It's actually some of it's very good, and the lyrics are really good too. Okay, so there's been a lot of online debate, and will continue to be debate amongst Star Wars fans who were divided over The Last Jedi. But I personally like the film a lot, and Mark Hamill. We saw what happened with his character and his arc in The Last Jedi, which was extremely surprising in some ways, and yeah, I'm not going to say, but
Completely surprising and spoilers.
yeah, but very interesting. So, what to do with the passing of our princess? What to do with Carrie Fisher's character? So, the end of the Skywalker arc and the storylines, is a big dilemma that has to be solved. And Lucasfilm and its president, Kathy Kennedy, has stated that They don't want to do CGI performance like they did with Leia in the youthful Leia in Rogue One. So what are their other options? You either kill the character off screen or you recast, with a new actress. At the end of The Last Jedi, Leia and the Resistance are fleeing the Empire, and she says at the end of the film, "We have all we need here." She was supposed to. Mark Hamill and Kathy Kennedy have both said that she was supposed to be a huge central figure in what was supposed to happen in the story for Episode 9, and possibly bring an end to the Skywalker saga. So there is now an online petition with thousands of signatures for a replacement possibility for Lucasfilm and Carrie Fisher. And the online petition says, as the fans of Star Wars and Carrie Fisher, we really want Leia to shine in Episode 9, and we certainly do not want her to be written out of the film abruptly without a reasonable plot. Therefore, recasting Leia is a more ideal option for us, and we believe that Meryl Streep is an ideal candidate to play Leia's character. Now, coincidentally, and I like Meryl Streep, by the way, but coincidentally, Carrie Fisher and Meryl Streep were good friends. Carrie Fisher, I don't know if you know this, but she was a well-known Hollywood script doctor. She was not only was she beloved by her fans, but she had a lot of talent as a writer, and she wrote many books. And she wrote an Postcards from the Edge was semi-autobiographical about her life, and it was a movie in 1990. It was a comedy, and Meryl Streep played Carrie Fisher basically in that movie. And since they were friends, it would be interesting to see that come full circle and see Meryl play basically Carrie's signature iconic role again. I guess to me, I really enjoyed the CGI part of youthful Leia in Rogue One, and if you do CGI capture again on a very on a very similar looking actress, I guess it might work. It wouldn't bother me, but I think you're going to get more emotion, and probably a deeper performance from Meryl Streep. So I would think that Streep is probably a very logical candidate, and I would just add that if you haven't seen much of Streep's work, the man who directed that movie, Postcards from the Edge.
Everybody's seen Meryl Streep in something.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you've ever seen Postcards from the Edge, that movie was directed by Mike Nichols, and he's very well respected. He also directed Meryl Streep in a movie called Silkwood, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, because I'm older than you are. But it's a movie. It's a movie that is really, really worth watching. It was nominated for 5 Academy Awards, and it was about the nuclear industry in a small Oklahoma town, and it co-starred Cher and Kurt Russell. So it's a really good movie. So if you've never seen Silkwood, I suggest you check it out, because Streep is excellent in it. Yeah.
So I'm curious from the table. Meryl Streep playing Princess Leia. Cora. Just quick, yes, no. Really? Just an
Just a
Okay. Kat?
I don't have a yes or no. I think she's very talented. I am extremely concerned about a precedent for fan casting and fans demanding a specific cast that they want. I think that's impractical and dangerous. I think Meryl Streep's extremely talented, but honestly, I'm just glad I don't have to make the decision.
Cass?
I don't like the idea of her being recast. I agree with Kat. I think it's media is supposed to go one way, storytelling is supposed to go one way, and there's a reason for that. I don't like fans dictating.
I want to like this in a way, but I don't know. Nothing is going to be Carrie. Nothing is going to be Carrie.
No.
It's not going to happen. So, as fans, do we just move on? I can't. I don't know.
I almost feel like it would be disrespectful to recast.
When you
And I
say
understand
that,
that's not necessarily true.
yeah, I mean, let's think about what she would say. She'd probably say, "Get the fucking movie
She would
done."
say, "I don't care."
Yeah.
Also language, but I feel like she would say,
But
like,
it's
I've
Carrie. She would have
passed.
said that.
Yeah.
She would have said
She would have
that.
said that. That's fair.
But Microsoft is going to come get us.
Just get the fucking movie done.
Like,
Probably.
I was here and I lived the life that I had to the fullest that I could, and now
I
like
drowned,
move on.
Would you say drowned in
I mean,
moonlight,
and like the
strangled by
pictures
my
that,
own bra?
like the pictures
Yeah.
that Bryce selected, they knew each other for quite some time,
They did.
and I have a feeling it's something that Carrie would kind of want. I don't know if I'm sold on it, but also, yeah, fans, they want to control a lot of things.
Fans mean well in certain instances, kind of like this, but they also don't know everything about the people that are like, yeah, they'd be great. It's like, yeah, she looks like she could pass for Leia. Like,
Well, it's
they
not
look
even
very
about that.
similar.
I think she could
but
absolutely
no,
pull off the
no.
role.
In
Just-
this case, yes, she could probably pull that off. She's very talented. But my issue would come with her motivations would be different, and so they would not get the same thing that they think they're going to.
Well, can we
And
also
then
accept that the fans are not going to like anything? Somebody's going to hate
no.
it anyway. So
Well, and I've seen what happens when fans dictate what happens to a
Supernatural.
If you want to watch
The
Supernatural,
show.
that's what happened. That's what happens when fans dictate what happens. It just gets really muddled really quickly, and it's not a good show anymore, and that's why. And
Actually,
so that is very concerning to me.
in that same vein, I used to read Homestuck back when it started, and that is a perfect example of what happens, because the creator was he loved this story, and then the fans kept trying to tell him how to write his story,
Yeah.
and that's when it went downhill for me, because he became okay, that's it. You want these two characters to be together because they're your ship? Okay, they're together now. They're the worst possible combination of people that could ever be in a relationship. Are you happy now? Because
Yeah.
and he's like, I teased it because that's how the characters are, but their personalities would never work, and that's what he did. And
Yeah.
then
It's
and that was
concerning
just-
that would happen to something as big as Star Wars.
yeah, I don't want it to
And
happen like
I'll
that.
say we, like as fans, I include myself in the we get really excited about it.
Yeah.
We want certain things, or we hope things turn out a certain way. That's all of us. And I think that when I'm in the position of being a fan, that I don't get to control how a story is made or told. And I think that when I'm directing a project, that you don't get to decide how my story is told. And that's,
And
I
I've
think there
seen-
needs to be a firmer line there.
And I've seen things that I wanted to happen in certain stories happen and be like, that's not good. And I've seen things like Stephen Moffat, the creator of Sherlock. There's so many things that I'm like, I really want this to happen, and then he goes a completely different direction, and I say, oh, no, you're right. You're right. That was so much better. And so, yeah, I get very concerned about fans having any kind of say in
At least not a
what
lot.
happens. Not a lot
Steve
of say.
Jobs said that people don't know what they want until you put it in front of them. And I think that's very wise when you're talking about stories.
Yeah.
especially with very big franchises like Star Wars, where the story has been going for so long,
Yeah.
and what things that they're wanting are things that are comfortable and safe.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, you can want those things and we can have those elements, but the story still has to be different.
And we have no idea what the role actually would look like anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, we don't know what the story is. So
Nobody
why are we
does,
trying to
pretty much.
cast it?
Right.
Yeah. Especially since the story's already gone so many different directions.
I will say, if they were going to do like a young or like an alternate universe or something, I do think they should seriously consider Billie Lourd, even though she's already in the universe.
Yeah.
It's her daughter.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
and
That
she's
would be
very
interesting.
good. She's in Scream Queens.
She was in Scream Queens and she was
Great
great.
That'd be a good
character on
choice.
it.
Yeah.
I just want to say this.
go ahead.
Sorry.
Go.
Yeah, I know it's a tough choice to make, and you're not going to please everyone like you basically stated earlier. But and I'm not rooting necessarily for Meryl Streep. I just think it's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, we don't know how the story's going to go. So I would imagine there's going to be tryouts. You're going to have auditions, and whoever plays the part the best for the casting director is probably going to get it, or the director. But I would just say this: have an open mind. What if Streep nails it? Or I mean, okay, did the world think that Michael Keaton was going to be a great Batman? No. 98% of us.
We were
Oh no,
right.
everybody was like, the comedy actor?
Yeah, 98% of us didn't think Keaton was going to do it. But
Well, in Heath Ledger, when he was cast as Joker, I was like, excuse me?
I was like, that's perfect. He's had a creepy smile since 10 Things I Hate About You. And I was like, no, that's a natural casting for me. If he can really get unhinged.
I thought it was stupid, and then I heard his laugh. I was like, oh, okay, yes. Yes, hello.
We got a couple more stories to burn through. So
can I say just one more thing? I'm sorry.
What?
Oh.
Carrie Fisher, I think, wouldn't care.
Oh yeah,
No,
absolutely.
So and she
I'm
might
totally with that. Yeah.
You're right.
she might even give her blessing, and she might even say, "Surrender the part to Meryl, my friend, or whoever." But she also was famous for, and I forgot to mention earlier. I just want to mention that she was a great writer. She wrote one book, a comedy romance novel called "Surrender the Pink." So
I've read excerpts. That's
she's
fantastic.
she had a great sense of humor. So I think that's what we should take into this. That's what we should take from it. With episode 9 when it comes out, let it happen and don't rage about it. Because it could be great. Because the other thing I want to say that I forgot was the new actress doesn't have to have chemistry with Harrison Ford. Spoiler. So I mean.
It's not wrong.
Potentially others.
So I mean,
Yeah, spoiler.
Like the chemistry element is very small.
right?
Wow. Okay.
I thoroughly think that Oscar Isaac can have any kind of chemistry with anyone he wants to.
But I like your point. She was extremely informal as a person.
Yeah.
And like the way to respect her legacy is not to build her into something
This
more
idol.
formal
Yeah.
and more
Right.
traditional than she was in person.
Right. Let's have fun with our Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you would want. You're right.
Cora, you got the next news story.
All right.
And I want to do this one just because. Go ahead.
I know how you want to do it.
Yes.
Okay,
Bryce, hold
so if you're fans of Bendy and the Ink Machine, I've got some great news for you. We've been waiting for a long time for the announcement. It finally dropped this past weekend. Bendy and the Ink Machine Chapter 4 is going to be released this month on Steam. A few months ago, it was also announced that Bendy and the Ink Machine will be coming to the Switch, which means Cora's going to buy a horror game now, because this game is actually a lot of fun. If you've never played it before, I highly recommend going on YouTube. There's various playthroughs that have commentary and without commentary. The episodes are pretty quick. They go by in about like half an hour-ish, depending on how hard it is to find the things that you're looking for, which is kind of difficult considering all the color that you see is tan and black. You've got your 3D hand, like it looks like a 3D model, against a 2D but 3D environment that you're in. It's interesting. If you guys have not checked it out, I highly recommend it.
By the way, she found that transparent image. Bryce's Bendy.
Love it.
It's a good look.
It
Awesome.
really is. Look at that.
Which,
Look at that.
if you've seen Chapter
make it a little
2,
smaller.
that makes it creepier.
There we go.
It's beautiful. Is that why you wanted to do that story?
Oh my god, it works so
That's the only
beautifully.
reason.
It works so well. Look at it. I love it.
I'm just
I love
gonna
it.
screenshot
I sent
that.
one in the chat. So
Yeah,
there
you already. was
Kat,
like,
what's the next story you have for us?
It's another Overwatch story.
I am shocked and amazed.
Shock and awe.
I know. Last night during the Overwatch League games,
Woo!
we got an announcement from Jeff Kaplan
Whoop, whoop.
about the new Uprising event. Uprising was a seasonal event last year and it's coming back this year that involved you going back in the Overwatch kind of lore history and playing through a mission. It was a PvE, player versus environment challenge, which means you got to fight robots and not outthink people, basically. Just try to shoot at head.
My kind of game.
Yeah.
I love this artwork. by the way.
What?
I love this artwork.
The art, oh my goodness. The whole announcement is worth watching. There was a brief cinematic and whatever, and my brothers were there, and I'm not at all jealous that they got to be in the room with Jeff Kaplan announcing this. Anyway,
Did some vial just hit the table? I could have sworn I saw like.
I was so mad. I was happy for them. I was really happy.
I've
they
never
got
seen
to
salt pour from a person's mouth. Anyway,
You haven't known me that long.
Have you not listened to
So,
the things I rant about?
The new one is called Overwatch Retribution or Blackwatch Retribution. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the lore, but basically, bunch of heroes fell out of favor, they reform, and that's where you play the game now. If you go back a little bit, you find out about things like Overwatch was the world's heroes, and they had Blackwatch, which was their Black Ops team. And at some point, there was a huge falling out between Overwatch and Blackwatch, and it looks like it was this event.
looks like my boy has a actual left arm this time too.
Which,
McCree looks like he
Which
has
boy? Which boy
yeah,
has a
like
left arm?
several of them have lost.
looks like he actually has a limb there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has, Moira doesn't have the eye patch, which is
Genji is
interesting. Okay.
alive.
So the main, yeah, right? Like, all the way alive. So the
Cannibal.
characters that you'll do the PvE mission with are McCree, Moira, Genji, and Gabriel Reyes, which is who Reaper used to be when he was alive. And there's a comic that was released already about it. Go read the comic. It's really interesting. They're already starting to have some fighting about it. They're supposed to... The mission, you're pursuing a member of Talon. Talon is the bad guys in the Overwatch universe. And stuff goes terribly wrong.
Clearly, people got maimed.
Yeah, it looks like this is the big falling out between Overwatch and Blackwatch, and maybe the catalyst for Overwatch not being considered heroes at all anymore, and eventually disbanding. So it looks like a big deal. There's a new map being introduced with it. The new map is going to be live for the mission, and then come to like competitive games after they do it in the PTR, the testing region.
The very first Italian map.
The very first Italian map, which was not Dorado, because Dorado is in Mexico and not at all based on a village in Italy by mistake after Google search gone wrong. Go look up that story, it's interesting. But more importantly, look up the Moira Beret controversy on Google.
Shudder to think.
And
It's gorgeous.
they were like, we don't like that beret. She looks like an angry teen gamer. And the Blizzard's response was just absolutely beautiful.
There was a Moira hat off.
Yeah. So anyway,
God.
that event starts April 10th. It is limited. I don't know how long it will go for. There's a bunch of new cosmetic items, and I'm very, very, very excited. I might not do the show for a couple of weeks while I just play all the time.
I'll be playing it here. Cass, what have you got for us? You got one more?
I do have one more. Good news for all you Don Quixote fans out there.
We
Yay!
call
That's what I
ourselves
thought.
Readers.
Yes, the Terry Gilliam adaptation of Don Quixote called The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. The first trailer came out today. It looks amazing. It's got Jonathan Pryce and Adam Driver in it. Jonathan Pryce is playing Don Quixote. Adam Driver is playing a guy called Toby, which appears to be his sidekick, even though that's not his sidekick's name. Anyways, the windmill does make an appearance.
Who's
He
playing the
does.
windmill?
I have so many jokes.
CGI. Is playing the window.
Andy
I can't do
Serkis.
that practical. Like, he fights a windmill. How hard could the stunts be?
Well, you know,
It does knock him over. They'd have to get
It's
not
just-
a turbine.
it's just Doug Jones going like this.
Because he does all the motion
I would
capture.
watch that for 2 hours.
I would watch
by
that.
him.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just him and Andy Serkis being flown around.
I want to see him and Andy Dick doing that. Like,
No, the windmill does make an appearance. We do not have a release date yet. It says that it is coming out soon. I'm super excited. And yeah, Don Quixote. Let's go.
Terry,
No, I like Don Quixote. I'm just saying. I like the book. Go ahead. What were
It's a
you
great
about to say?
story.
Terry Gilliam of Monty Python fame has struggled to bring his version of this film and this story to us for over 20 years. It's been one disaster after another, either
Much like
fundraising.
myself.
or, Monty Python.
That too.
Right.
But in a fun way.
It's either been evil bunnies with big ugly teeth preventing him from getting the movie made, or more likely just terrible weather, bad financing, Johnny Depp, Ewan McGregor. Many actors have been attached to past versions of this film.
Play Don.
Yes.
Yes.
This thing has been in developmental hell for years.
Yes.
Awful.
Yes. And that's just 2 of the actors. There were more.
I'm so happy that Jonathan Pryce is an amazing choice, and Johnny Depp would.
Not
I
good
would be
for
so
the-
mad.
I think he would probably be good. I think he's a talented actor. I'm glad it's Jonathan Pryce and not Johnny Depp.
Yes.
I think
But-
Johnny Depp could absolutely pull it off. He is an amazing actor. I don't think he would since 2004. Parts of the Caribbean. He hasn't played a serious role.
I mean,
Are you
like
saying he
Don
drinks too much
Quixote.
wine and he might not be at the top of his game anymore?
Hey, what's wrong with that?
Nobody's saying that officially. Don Quixote is not a serious role, though.
No,
Like,
but I don't want to see Jack Sparrow as Don Quixote.
Johnny Depp as
That's
Jack
just
Sparrow.
Johnny Depp as
Don
Right.
Quixote.
Because unfortunately, with Johnny Depp, everyone is casting Johnny Depp to play a character playing Johnny Depp,
Yeah.
which is
It's
that's fair.
unfortunate because he is an amazing actor.
He was so
Watch
much
what
better
is Secret
before this.
Window.
I was about to say Secret Window was
It's
the
an
last
amazing
role I saw him
movie.
in that like actually
He's so
moved.
good. That
What's
and he was in that
Eating
Peter
Gilbert
Pan. What's Eating Gilbert Grape and the Peter
Finding
Pan movie.
Neverland.
And then you watch
He's
Mordecai.
amazing.
Huh?
Oh no, you do not.
Nah,
you do not
exactly.
watch Mordecai. No one watches Mordecai.
Well, I got one more, so we can close this out because we do have another topic to talk about. But it's kind of in the vein of something that Rick is off doing this weekend. It is WrestleMania weekend.
Woo! Woo!
And with all WrestleManias, we usually hear the words, finally, The Rock has come back to New Orleans. Yeah, it's whatever. But for the first time, the great one, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, may not make an appearance at WrestleMania this year. Now, normally, Dwayne, as he's calling himself now, because he's not The Rock, he normally makes an appearance at WrestleMania, does something, leaves the crowd happy. Unfortunately, he has Rampage out right now, and he has a couple of... Well, I mean, unfortunately for wrestling fans, he's done a movie called Rampage.
For all
I think
of
you
us.
were right the first time.
I have not seen it yet, so I won't judge just yet.
I kind of want to see
You
it.
can judge.
I'm going to watch it anyway. But because he has promotional dates for this that are overseas, apparently Warner Brothers and WWE could not reach an agreement for The Rock to appear at WrestleMania this year. And that's actually pretty big. Because, I mean, even though he is a big Hollywood actor right now, he does make sporadic appearances for WWE because he likes to come out and just see the fans again. It's something for him. You know, he likes to do that. And it's a special event when he does it. But the grandest stage of them all may not, unless this is all a huge swerve, and he's going to make an appearance, but he's supposed to be overseas right now and for the rest of the weekend, so...
I mean, they haven't hit a swerve like that in a while.
No.
I don't think. But back when I used to watch, they used to bust out on the regular crazy things that you wouldn't think would happen. Like, people who weren't supposed to be there.
Oh, there's always... there's
People
always...
who were supposed to have retired.
Rey
People that the
Mysterio.
Undertaker crucified the week before. Stuff like that.
Rey Mysterio showed up to the Royal Rumble,
Yeah,
which was awesome, but you can't always make it happen.
but... So,
Could've
yeah,
just
keep
been
your
a
eyes
different
out.
guy
If he
than
does
that.
make an appearance,
Shorty.
I don't think this is a swerve. He actually, Warner Brothers is like, no, they're reassuring people. He will make those appearances. So, I guess that they had a button of heads, and
Where is he overseas? Like,
I forget the dates. I think it's European dates. Because, they got to do the press tour and
Who
everything.
cares if he
I'm
shows
just
up in
curious,
Belgium?
It's like, yeah, they couldn't get him for a couple hours in New Orleans, so, yeah.
Bummer.
If this is all one big swerve, I
Oh,
will
listen.
scream with joy because
It would make
even
it that much more
before,
surprising for the
Like
fans.
props.
yeah,
Yeah.
like even before getting into wrestling, I have always loved and respected Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
that eyebrow game, man. It's just so
God.
strong.
Also, that face game and that body game
Just
and
to
personality game.
I feel like I need to also point out Cena has bigger biceps than The Rock, and that never occurred to me before.
Actually, and I was going to avoid saying that, but go ahead.
Like, there was a clip that a friend of the show, Xander, showed me of Cena throwing his signature armband at the Rock, and he looked at it and put it on, and there was like this much space between his bicep and the headband, because it's a headband. That is not an armband.
Of course it is.
And that's still like.
He's moving up to regular belts soon.
I mean,
Yeah.
He's gonna put it around his bicep and they'll fit.
Cena's still a 4 and The Rock's still a 12, though.
Oh, no.
Cena's like a 6. And
Is
The
he?
Rock
You
is
think
like
he's a
12. I think he is when he's not way overstacked.
Yeah.
It was just one of those, like, it's something I
Bryce.
never thought about.
I think Lucy Lawless is a 10.
There we go.
If we're going
Fair.
to talk about Xena.
Yeah.
I like Oscar.
She's in Ash
Oscar's
vs. Evil
beautiful.
Dead.
Asuka
She's perfect.
is.
I harbor perverse thoughts for Oscar. Anyway, but that'll be WrestleMania this weekend. But there was a story, I won't give him much credit, but apparently Cena was a bit upset with WWE because they won't promote his movie Blockers. That's out because it's an R-rated movie, and he's kind of like, oh, you're going to give this guy and promote his movie, but, you know, we'll see how that all works out. We'll see. So, anyway.
I wouldn't promote his movie.
Not to the
So
WrestleMania crowd.
sisters, and that wasn't his.
Yeah.
Well, we do have an event this weekend, which we needed to get to. It is Fan Expo Dallas, essentially our Comic-Con for Dallas.
Yes.
One of them.
April 6th through the
big
8th,
one.
starting at 4 p.m. on Friday. We will be in attendance on the floor, getting some video of the cosplay contest, the red carpet, hopefully.
Making Bryce do ridiculous things.
Making
Yes.
all of us do ridiculous
Can't
things.
wait.
But we all have the things that we love to do at the cons. We all have our thing that we love to do.
What do you love, Jason?
I love going
So
around the dealer
excited.
floor and hopefully not being disappointed when I have that. I have that. I don't have that, but I don't have the money for that either. My wife will kill me. But anyway, so well, my thing, of course, I love to find stuff, toys, comics, things to buy, things I can't find in other places. One of my favorite vendors. Shout out to Toy Dojo. Will be up from Austin.
Toy Dojo.
And they actually, the guy, we're actually pretty cool with each other. I think we're cool because I buy stuff from him. But he's bringing some stuff up for me. One thing in particular that I have wanted to replace in my collection a very long time. And
Why have you wanted to replace it? What happened to the original?
somebody broke it. A child broke it. A child that wasn't mine, but you know what? I
Ricardo.
forgive her. That's another child.
Oh, my bad.
But I get to replace this thing that I've wanted back for a long time with something that's bigger and better and worth every penny I'm paying for it. And yeah, I'm hoping to get that on Friday when we go, get that knocked out of the way so I can focus on the con. I need to focus on the con.
Are you going to post a video about it?
Of course I am.
Okay.
Alternate head.
If y'all miss me or something, just find whatever booth that's
don't.
at. That's where I will be.
Oh, okay.
Like if I just disappear, like we get inside. Oh, this is great. Hey,
Where'd Jason go?
Just find the Toy Dojo booth. You'll probably find him there.
There's a slight smoke outline of me, and I'm just.
And
Either
a
that-
silhouette in the nearest
You just hear-
curtain.
you
that
just hear feet.
busted through.
Either that or just yell out Transformers sucks and he'll just come
No,
running.
no, not just that. You have to
What?
yell out, GoBots are better
So-
than Transformers.
GoBots are better than Transformers. Yell that at the con whenever you get a chance.
Anyway,
And Jason
there's
will
also
appear.
another event going on though, because I do like getting art for our walls and everything. The Indie Takeover, the Artist Indie Takeover. I'm curious about that, and we're definitely going to have to talk to our good friend Halo over at Show Enough Studios
Yeah.
and let
Yep.
us know what's going on with this Indie Artist Takeover, because you should always support indie artists. They're great. I know they're going to be there with a bunch of comic books from Aerobicide, their recently published comic, but it seems like they're all banding together for some sort of mischief or something. I'm curious to know what it is, so
That's probably
I'm
to
excited
make
to
a
see that.
living.
But going to the table, what are you guys most excited about for the Fan Expo event tomorrow?
All I can think is if you want to find me, just look for Charlie Cox and then look about 30 feet away from him and
The
you'll
person tearing up in his
tearing
wake.
up just at the mere mention of his name. If I see his face, I'm going to swoon like they did in the old days.
That's without laudanum or a corset.
Yeah. Look to the lady. That'll be me.
Will you be wearing your Electra cosplay?
I'm sorry, no.
No, I don't think I have that kind of confidence.
Kingpin then?
Obviously. this coming off.
Yeah?
All that, just gonna shave the head. No, I will be, you will be able to find me on Friday. I will be in my Death cosplay. I will be wearing this. Death from Sandman.
Sandman.
And we have a Morpheus over here. which
That's me. I'm Dream.
not the Crow.
Not the Crow.
She's not the Crow.
They have a lot of similarities in their look, and if you
But
come up and
she's
you're like,
not
"Are you
the
the
Crow."
crow?" I'm gonna punch you, or you'll have nightmares that night
So
because I'm in charge of dreams.
I'm gonna
you-
find somebody I
Sandman
don't
universe.
if you
like. Hey,
see,
you see a character with it? Go say, how long did it take you into that crow makeup? Just send random people I don't like over to you, just to see them get punched.
you know what the worst part about it is?
Go ahead and start that game.
Just you start
More
punching them.
people know who you are, so go ahead and start that with me.
They hope if you punch them hard enough, they won't remember who I am anyway, or their name for that
No,
matter.
I know, but as far as finding people that
Those
irritate you, I'm
those
gonna
floors
win
are
that
hard
match.
at the K. Bailey Hutchinson Center.
That's true.
Shout out to the protesters. I'm gonna see you guys.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh,
I
you know
do
what
have-
the worst part of it is, though? Morpheus has a companion. His name is Matthew, and he's a raven.
Yeah. I thought about integrating that, and then I was like, well, that wouldn't be helpful to differentiate me from the crow. I can't
all.
tell a crow from a raven by looking at them.
I actually have a trolling idea for the protesters since I will be debuting Star-Lord.
Yeah.
I thought about getting a sign that says, "Screw these guys, Thanos is coming," and just go for mess with.
Love it.
I do have my bullhorn. and
Are you
it's charged.
you're bringing your bullhorn?
I mean, I could.
I mean, it would
They
be
are
a
who I bought
waste
it
if
for,
you
so-
didn't.
It would be totally appropriate for Star-Lord to have a
just make-
bullhorn.
not even like screw these guys. Just go quietly join them with like a fear Thanos and
Thanos is coming.
turn from whatever you're doing to piss
Quick,
off Thanos.
find the gems.
Exactly.
Cora, I know you're not attending this weekend, but I'll be picking something up for you.
Yes, I decided to look at the Toy Dojo website to see if there was anything I wanted. Not really expecting anything because, oh, he's got a bunch of Transformers. Oh no! Many years ago I started collecting the Saint Seiya figures that Tamashii Nations had started releasing that had removable die-cast armor for the different Knights of the Zodiac. Of course, I started collecting this after all the main cast was done, so now the main cast is very expensive.
Nice.
But they started making the villains.
That's putting it lightly.
Yeah. The Seiya figure goes for almost $300. I'm not getting that. But they started releasing the villains recently from the Hades arc, and so I'm going to be getting the main villain from the Hades arc, Gemini, and he's very pretty and shiny, and I want it really badly.
And now your character has somebody to fight now. Aw.
Huh?
Now your character has somebody to fight.
Yes, and now I can actually use the cracked armor that comes with the figures.
Nice.
I'm really excited about that.
Look at that joy. Look at that
I'm
joy.
really excited. Also, I'm really excited about the indie takeover because support your local artists, you
Support
douchebags.
your local artists.
Support them. Don't just skip over the artist alley because the dealer's room has what you want. You're lying to yourself. The artist alley has what you're looking for.
Well, and that whole
about to share
like
their
one of
event
a
on our
kind
page.
thing that happens with indie art. Everyone likes the feeling of, oh, where did you get that? Oh, you can't get it. It's from whatever, like that
very
exclusivity
exclusive.
feeling.
You
Like-
wouldn't know who this
We
is.
found at Alcon, we found the only Morpheus fan art I have ever seen in my life,
Really?
and it was beautiful. And we got it, and we'll post a
Somebody
picture of
bought it for me.
Somebody.
Thank you if you're watching this. I love it. It's in my room.
Now Bryce is a little different because you like memorabilia of a different sort.
Yeah,
If you follow his Instagram page,
Gross.
yeah. I mean, I'm excited about seeing a couple of celebrities, but I like. Well, I don't know if I've really shared. No, I haven't shared this. I'm interested in finding Mondo art by Mondo artists. I think some of that stuff is really great. I've been looking for this Monster Squad print. I don't know if you're familiar with the film.
yes,
Love the movie. There's there's one by Vance Kelly that I've been drooling over on the internet, but I can't pull the trigger on it because of the high price tag. But
why can't we just have money?
I know, right?
Because we're starving artists.
Because the
Yep.
problem with some of these releases on some of these limited pieces that Mondo will release, I don't know. Somebody's got 17 computers and they're buying them all within the first 30 seconds, and I can't seem to buy one.
Oh, that sort of thing.
Yeah, because they're limited to like 300 pieces or less. So, but I'm also interested in Star Trek memorabilia. I'll probably be wearing. I need a batleth.
Okay.
We all need.
And I need a phaser rifle.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Like a 1-1 prop or something.
Yes. I'm trying to negotiate with 2 different people to make me one, but we'll see if it happens. So I'm still on the lookout for somebody who can
Make
really
you
do
one
it.
out of what?
3D printed parts.
Well, but I want one that actually the pieces rotate and it lights up, all that. It's not
Oh,
going
you
to
want
be
the old school?
old school.
Ah.
Old school.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
ever met a Star Trek fan that was like, you know what? I like that new school stuff.
I like Next Generation.
I like
Next
the
Generation's
stuff
mine.
that
Shit
you
is
tap
not-
on the communicator. I don't want to hear that feedback sound because that's awful.
Exactly.
No, we want stuff to work.
Exactly.
But I know you post a lot of pictures of your photo ops. Is there anybody you're getting one with this year?
Yeah. There's two guys.
Let's hear it.
I can't pass up. I was disappointed and thrilled at the same time to hear that Ben Affleck was coming, because I knew that he would help complete my Justice League, movie. Photo ops with the celebs, so I'm really excited about that.
This completes all of them? Really?
It will when I get him and Momoa, yeah, because I've got the rest.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, I've met Henry and Gal and
Nice.
Ray and so Ezra, but so yeah, I don't know if we should do this pose, Ben and I, or
Please do that
we're
pose.
gonna see I'm gonna see what we can do. I wanted, it's too late. I couldn't put it together, but I wanted to wear basketball player number 10 from Buffy the Vampire Slayer because that's what Ben
Okay.
was.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
in Buffy. So I couldn't put that one together. So it's just gonna be
how obscure.
You should do
Right.
his character from Geely.
He'll probably punch him in the face.
I don't know if I can do that.
He's like, I can't act one-dimensional for entire time.
Right?
You just have to try hardest to do your douche face.
Ooh.
Inconsistent
Shots
in one
fired.
dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
He
also
would
I'm
not
al-
disagree,
No.
incidentally.
right. I'm also I also can't wait to meet the great Jeff Goldblum.
Whoop.
So he's a great jazz
Yes.
pianist.
That's
I found
what
the
he's
best
known
picture
for.
of him to use for that. I was just waiting for him to get to Jeff Goldblum so I could use that image right there. Thank you all, because I got to use that. It's a smiling Jeff Goldblum. He's
It's a
very
very
handsome.
good Jeff Goldblum.
It's a
Did you
very
see
good picture.
him reading thirst tweets about himself?
Yes.
It's
Amazing.
just weird.
Jeff Goldblum is a treasure
Yeah.
among human beings, and I am so glad that we live in a timeline where he's famous and we can hear him talk all the time.
Now, they're not without criticism because Fan Expo has faced some criticism for guest canceling at the last minute. We're on the eve, and we have had no guest cancellations except for one. And people that were complaining about Michael J.
Who
Fox.
are you talking about?
Michael J. Fox.
No.
Who was the other cancellation?
Famke Jensen canceled.
Who?
Karen Gillan
Famke Janssen
canceled.
is
Dark Phoenix.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Sorry.
Multiple ones.
Sonequa-
I never
Yeah.
know with you, and I go with it. You
Sonequa
didn't
Martin
know.
Green.
I'm very good at like that. I'm very good at that. Let me see.
Sonequa Martin Green canceled.
Yeah.
Didn't Jason Isaacs also cancel?
I'll
I
actually
didn't
go
know
down
that
the
he was
list
coming
right
in
now because
anymore.
now I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was going to give him credit because after Jay Fox canceled, but still I give him, hey, let the man cancel if he needs to.
Yeah.
But they were able to land Affleck this week, so
Yeah.
I was going to
Were
give
they?
him props on that. I mean,
That's
they
huge.
did
There's
some
no
nice
there's
this
no
week.
confirmation that they got him this week. What that feels like is they've been trying to get him for a while and they got the confirmation
Oh my
this
God.
week. And it happened to coincide with Michael J. Fox canceling.
I didn't realize Amy Jo Johnson was going to be there, the original Pink Ranger.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait.
That is their big yet.
I'm sorry. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to wear your Power Ranger costume?
Is
No, I
my
can't fit anymore.
but is my favorite going to be there?
Which one?
Yost.
No.
Then I
you're
don't
not
care.
there. Okay, so the cancellations, Sonequa Martin Green, Famke Jameson, Karen Gillian, Michael J. Fox, of course. Otherwise, we got John Satamo, who was Chewbacca, and just to name a few, who was Chewbacca in Star Wars, Felicia Day from The Guild. Pee Wee Herman's going to be there, Anthony Daniels, Amy Adams,
Really?
Billy D. Williams.
Billy D.
Works
Williams.
every time.
Jason, do you want to do a photo op with me?
With who?
What?
Do you want to do a photo op with me and Pee Wee Herman? We can both wear raincoats.
Oh.
I'm going to move on with this list. and just repeat you said
Not
that.
cool.
As
Uh,
long
I
as
will do
you're
a pho-
wearing the raincoats. That's
We got
fine.
I
Molly
will
Cox,
do the photo
Daredevil,
op with
of
you if
course,
I can
Tom
just
Payne from
leave.
Walking Dead, Gary Lockwood,
Richard
Space
N.
Odyssey, Richard Dean Anderson,
Richard Dean
Andy
Anderson.
Jones.
Richard Dean Anderson.
Christopher
Stargate.
Lloyd, Tom Wilson, Biff from Back to the Future. We've got Chris Sarandon, Carrie Elways, Val Kilmer, the kids from Stranger Days, Gatson,
Stranger
Things.
Stranger
What?
Things.
Stranger Things.
I said Stranger. I said Stranger.
Ah.
Sorry.
Stranger Danger.
That classic Stranger
Catherine
Things.
Matarazzo, Caleb McCollin, and Sadie Sink, Tom Cavanaugh from The Flash, of course, Affleck Moore, Jeff Goldblum, and Walker Texas Ranger.
Ugh.
I
No,
know.
we have a lot, and I will say that
He
Fan
does live
Expo
here.
can't really be held responsible for cancellations. I feel like they've always been extremely fair with trying to give people their money back if they request it afterwards. Like when you're going after as many names as they are, sometimes people cancel. Like it happens. And I would rather them have to cancel a guest here and there than not be able to promote the Comic-Con.
I think
and
4
not
guests
get
is not
those.
that bad.
It's not
Things
considering
happen.
the lineup they have.
And I
mean,
will say that's not my biggest concern about this weekend. If you were there last year around 4 p.m. on Saturday in the dealer room, you know that there was a traffic jam like I have never seen in my life.
Or smelled.
I spent a good 5 minutes not being able to move, not being able to go anywhere. And
Don't go to San Diego.
no. But I was in leather, and so it made it a lot harder.
It's supposed to be
In the
cooler
summertime
this
in
And it's
Dallas.
supposed to be cooler. For the first time, I'm doing cosplay with my midriff exposed. It's supposed to be 53 degrees.
Yeah, like both.
That
of us
is
are, like,
exactly-
we're wearing weather
I
appropriate
just thought about
Texas costume.
I get to actually wear my Star-Lord jacket and not like burn up in
Oh,
Texas.
yeah, no, we're doing, because I said Friday, Death and Morpheus, but Saturday and potentially Sunday, we will be doing Roadhog and Junkrat. Both of whom
Have exposed midriff.
exposed midriffs.
I'm not doing his that way because it's not essential to Junkrat. Like she has a tattoo, and
yeah,
it's
I
a
have
big
to have a
part of
tattoo.
his. But since
Yeah.
I have to wear a shirt and he doesn't wear a shirt, I'm just gonna not mess with
But
it.
with,
Speaking
mostly
of,
bare arms and all that, and it's supposed to be 53
Yeah, I'll probably
degrees.
wear a tank top.
Speaking of
and
Overwatch,
shorts.
we do have some voice actors there. We got Charles Martinet, Super Mario. Woohoo! We've got Johnny Cruz from Overwatch.
Johnny
Let's
Cruz
break
is
it down.
Leo.
And
he's
Chris
so
Larson from Overwatch. I think I remember what character, Rat
Who's
something.
name?
John Rat.
Yeah.
But my favorite's Rob Paulson, Maurice LaMarche, Pinky and the Brain.
Yes.
His
Whoa.
name is Robert Paulson.
His name is
What
Robert
we got
Paulson.
His name is Robert Paulson.
We got Greg Delisle, Jeremy Shada, and a couple of Disney princesses. Paige O'Hara from Beauty and the Beast, Jodie Benson from The Little Mermaid, Susan Egan from Hercules, and Linda Larkin from Aladdin. They'll be reprising those roles in Wreck-It Ralph,
Yep.
Yep.
Yep,
which
and-
is going to be awesome.
Right.
And not only are we going to have some Disney princesses, also in the lineup of some of the other animated actors, we are going to have actors from Voltron Legendary Defender.
Jeremy Shada will be doing double duty because he does
Yep.
the voice of Lance.
But we're also going to have Josh Keaton.
Bex
Oh,
isn't coming.
Kimberly Brooks from
I
Voltron
don't
as well.
think so.
Of Chris Sabat and Sean Schimmel. Sean is awesome. And the lovely Miss Veronica Taylor, who everything just seems to be better around her.
Yep.
Seriously,
And-
we went over, we did an interview with Veronica Taylor, and like the Wi-Fi worked better around her.
It was cooler
smelled
over
better.
there.
The lighting was better around
Like
her.
more flattering all of a sudden.
It was just, and she was so sweet and nice. It's just,
She
How do you
was.
feel about Alex Kingston? Everything is better when she's in the room.
Yep,
I
she
feel
was.
like it'd be hard to sleep with her lighting up any room she was
Yeah.
in, though.
she's
She-
just so bubbly and it just.
And she was running the table with her daughter. Her business card was a little Pikachu Pokemon card since she did Ash. And it was one that her daughter designed, and she signed those for us because she was so grateful that we did the interview because there was no one really going to her table. And I don't know why. I feel like it's
Good.
Just
if
fundamentally-
you can get her, then we can get Chris Parson, Johnny Cruz.
Like, she-
don't go after the voice actors. Let me do it.
and like
Yeah.
we and for like
Let me talk to them for an hour.
and for like 30 minutes after the interview, we just stood there and talked with her because she was just that
Oh.
fun.
Some other cancellations, unfortunately. I was getting to the comic creators. Ed McGuinness and Jim Chung canceled. But we still get Greg Capullo, Joe Quesada, Rob Liefeld, Scott Snyder, Andy Kubert, John Bolton. This is a good list of
really
Gary
is.
Gamble from Superman. This is a good list of comic artists. I like this.
I mean, they're the easiest ones to find to talk to, too, usually.
Yeah.
Well, they're always willing to talk. And of course, cosplayers. We have a really, really big list that I am on. I don't know. A couple of friends of ours, Scotty Zod is going to be there. He's a big time creator. But we got people like M Cube cosplay. She's a friend of mine. But we get Carly Woods, Leanna Vamp, Jessica Nigri,
Jessica Nigri.
Danielle
She's
DeCola,
awesome.
Christina Fey, a couple of big names in that. I saw one that said internet celebrities. What is this? Why are we
for like
Like
YouTube stars and stuff, and
why are
that's
we on that list?
and actually that's what
Press.
Jessica Nigri is there for, or as listed as
Felicia Day is
guest.
on there. Oh, the Cyanide and Happiness people. I do like them.
Oh, yeah.
One
We got a couple of comics from them last year. Did we?
I actually found out recently one of my friends works for Cyanide and Happiness because they have an office here in
I love
Dallas.
their comics.
It was a similar style that we got, but it was an
Awesome.
independent artist.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So, tickets are a bit pricey. I do want to actually say how much they are because
They're 90 for all 3 days, I think.
tickets. So admission tickets here. I think it's too late to really get the tickets starting at only $25. They're trying to really paint this thing as affordable, but a single day pass starting at $25 for 1 day Fan Expo pass. 3 day pass is going to be about $89. That's the deluxe pass. If you're going with a family, 2 adults and up to 4 children. This is kind of a deal on this one. Starting at $55. That's not too bad for 2 adults and
That's really not.
No, it's
Unfortunately.
not. That's
Which I find
awesome.
for-
children's passes are only $10. That's not too bad, actually. Now you get into the higher ones. The VI package starts at $450.
Nope.
Some people do that, and premium package is $129. So, I mean, if you're just going to go day to day, not too bad. I know I did want to say that because it's not very fair. We are getting in as press. I want to make that very clear. But
Most of us. We're gonna
most
have
of us,
to
we are
pitch
paying for a
in
ticket for. Yeah, we are covering one of our own because
Yeah.
we do that. But it is a bit of a pricey show. But honestly, looking at the list and everything, I think it's going to be worth it this year around. There are a ton of vendors. I can't even go over all this vendor list.
Yep.
And with all the artists and everything,
I mean, I go to People Watch as part of it.
Oh, yeah, there's
that's
always
a big part
There
of it.
are so many good cosplayers there.
the nerd
That's-
family, you got to see them.
That people tend to bust out their big cosplay, cosplay for this con, and that's one of the reasons that I like it. SCNS will be doing a lot of press type things. We're going to try and get some interviews and stuff, but also we have several photographers on staff, plus Jason. He'll be running the video camera for
Thank you.
a lot
Thank
of
you,
it. Yeah.
Bryce is going to be taking some of his pictures. So if you see him walking around, he's the guy with 0 body fat walking around with a camera. That's you. That's you, buddy. If you
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you saw some of his pictures from Allcon, you did pretty good on that one. So get those cosplayers, man. So look for your pictures on SCNS Live. If Bryce
Oh,
gets
yeah.
them.
I don't want to rehash the whole tip segment from last week, but practice your poses for this weekend. That's all I want to say
Practice
about
your
that.
poses. Drink lots
Like-
of water. If anyone is harassing you, if you need help in any way, come find one of us. We will be available. You will see
But
Junkrat and
mostly the
Roadhog,
poses.
but mostly the poses.
Mostly the
Hold 'em,
poses.
hold
Have
'em.
them locked in. You'll feel a lot better, a lot more confident doing it. And the confidence is actually the most key thing, and it comes through practicing your poses.
I know you guys talked about your cosplay. Bryce, what cosplays are you breaking out this weekend?
Well, I was disappointed that Sonequa and Jason Isaacs apparently aren't coming. So I was really wanting to do Star Trek cosplay, and
Punk rock Spock.
I love that. I love doing that. and I've got something new to add to that I really wanted to use. So, but I don't know if anybody else is going to be dressing as
There's always
Star
gonna
Trek.
be Star
So
Trek cosplays.
yeah, but I think there would have been more had
They were
Jason.
like, I'm here because Chewbacca's
He's
got a
here in
point.
my Star Trek cosplay, and watch the nerd rage just flow.
So I actually haven't determined what my final lineup is, and I don't know. Part of me really wants to interact with a lot of people and not go heavy on the costuming on Saturday, but cosplay Friday and
You
Sunday.
should just bring them all and put them in your car.
But Sunday I am doing Classic Robin 66
Nice.
because there is a Batman family cosplay, and I encourage everyone who has a Batman oriented cosplay female or male gender, please bring it because there is a large cosplay group getting together for photography reasons.
Oh, that reminds me. People who are going just as themselves, like who haven't, or I mean, people going by themselves, like look up whatever you want to cosplay as. There's a good chance there's a meetup happening around your like universe or group of people or whatever.
There's an Overwatch
There's
one.
an Overwatch
on
one. There's
Saturday.
a Batman family. There's a lot of these smaller meetups where you at least get together and take a picture, and it's a great way to meet other cosplayers with
Similar interests.
Similar interests, at least in one universe you have in common. Maybe there are other ones.
I was going to say, please message me or SCNS if you're doing Star Trek cosplay on Saturday, because maybe I could be, I don't know, convinced that that's a good way to go.
I mean, bring a jacket with you and wear like it's not that hard to.
I know. I guess I think there's supposed to be a Star Trek cosplay group meeting up Saturday. I think.
Bunch of nerds.
Don't make me break out my
It's gonna be
security officer
something.
uniform. So anyway,
Do it.
We are reaching the end of the show. I'm doing Star-Lord on Saturday. I'm finally breaking that.
Okay.
So.
What are you doing Friday, Sunday?
Probably nothing on Friday because I got to carry stuff and whatnot. And it's Friday's kind of like it's only open for a couple hours, and I won't be there the whole.
Enthusiast.
I won't be there the whole day on Friday either. So I don't think I'll do anything Friday. But if I do go on Sunday, I'll probably break out Trevor. I had to do a couple of alterations to it, so it's ready once again. Velcro, ladies and gentlemen, will hold things in place when you got 3 layers of freaking clothing, man.
As long as it's not a rip tire. Yeah, if you see us, and especially since we've done some changes on the cast, like if you've never met me, never met anybody, like come meet us.
Come talk to
Please.
us.
Say hi. Like
We are friendly for the most part.
I mean,
people.
That sounded like something out of Five Nights at
That's
Freddy's.
creepy.
she's like, come over back here.
Come
We
play
keep
with
all
us.
the people.
Come play with us
Oh, geez.
forever and ever and ever.
So with that, we are.
I like
gonna see you
piggyback
guys
rides.
this weekend. You do. We will see you guys at Fan Expo. It's going to be pretty awesome. I'm excited for it. I think everybody else is. So
Yeah.
it's going to be busy. Hopefully, everybody get your vitamin C, con crud. So
Yeah.
anyway, that is the end of the show. We would like to thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you like us on Twitter at SCNS Live and Facebook.com/SCNS Live. Of course, you can follow me at JasonTheX on Twitter and Instagram. The guys on the table. Bryce, where can they find you, buddy?
At Bryce Culver. Let's keep it simple.
Coral, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Corodono. The way to spell it is down here. Or you can find me on Twitter at HawksPerch, where I just scream about Suikoden into the void and hope that someone answers back.
Cat?
You
Where you
find
at?
me on Instagram at BetterCat. You can find my Overwatch stuff on Twitter at TweotchBadMoon. That's Tweotch this week in our collective heads. That's what
I need to change your tag on the bottom there.
What
Cass.
does it
You
say?
can find me on
Better
Instagram
cat.
and Twitter. Both of those handles are Cass_Bradley.
People can read, I worked hard. to
I
type that
don't
out
trust
last week.
you to spell it right.
Because I got a flip last week.
I made my Twitter one isn't even right.
It isn't?
No.
Better cat comic. What the hell?
That's your Twitter sometimes.
What are you doing, Jason?
Right.
You're failing us.
Come on, Jason.
There are 2 typos in one Twitter handle.
This is why we don't trust you.
It says Better Cat Comic, which isn't anything.
There. Better cat comic? Is that not it?
Comics.
Okay.
Whatever.
Get your
Anyway.
life together, jeez.
So that is our flawed but lovable show. And yeah.
I was, and there I did not fix
You
it.
gonna do sign
Just-
off?
Okay,
Yes.
I'm just gonna stop now because I can't
Sign
see what
off.
I'm doing. Anyway, guys,
This is a sign off.
so we have that thing we say. We always like to tell everybody to keep
on
on
nerding.
nerding.
Eat your almonds.